first time seeing the Northern Lights.
Oh my days!
What an incredible country this is. These spectacular places. So welcome back to the YouTube channel, and this video is coming from Iceland, where myself, Hughes, Glyn and Sean are travelling around the whole country in 10 days. We just hired a car now and we're on our way to a place called Selfoss. We're going to go to the glaciers, the waterfalls, and I'm going to show you the best things and the best thing to do when you travel Iceland. This is the route we planned on taking around the country. Starting in Reykjavik, then going anti-clockwise to the north, and then back to Reykjavik again, whilst driving on Iceland's only ring road, Route 1. After leaving the capital on our first day, we went to find some waterfalls. Not that we had to look very far.
I was driving down the coastline. I had no thought of destination.
So now we've come to Skogafoss, 60 metres high, even though it's a little bit crowded. It's unbelievably spectacular.
Doesn't quite beat 10 read falls, but it's pretty impressive, isn't it?
How crazy is this? Fast. Yes, look at that. This is where we're staying then, is it?
This is it.
In the middle
Got
of...
the heating on, look.
Heating on, boys. Heating is on.
We got walking boots warming up down here. Show them that, boys.
Sean's looking past there. We're in the middle of nowhere. With a view of Eyjafjallajökull, which is the volcano that erupted and caused all the flights to be cancelled and everything. Back in 2010.
Snow peak caps, frozen lakes. Welcome to Iceland.
So who's Nigel Thornbury anyway?
We've come on these deserted roads where myself and Glenn have got the drones up several times, and I think it's safe to say we're happy with the footage. We've got the glaciers in the back, the sun peeking through the clouds. Honestly, what an incredible country this is.
And then looking up. Yes, boy.
Happy? So good.
Get any better than this.
Our Icelandic journey's continued, and we've come to Solheimafjökull, which is the first glacier of the trip and the first glacier that I've ever seen. You get a real taste of how crazy planet Earth is. Sheer size of this is incredible too, and this is, I think, one of the smaller glaciers that we're going to see. So yeah, in all with this, amazing. As much as it was amazing to see this glacier, it was also very eye-opening. The lagoon at its foot shows how far it's receded to climate change. This glacier shrinks roughly the size of an Olympic swimming pool each year and could be gone in just decades. So standing beneath these beautiful towering blocks of ice, knowing it was receding, was a very thought-provoking moment, to say the least. However, after Ew sorted our dinner, we made our way to the next spot.
Fucking gourmet.
In 1973, due to a fuel shortage, this US Navy aircraft crashed on Iceland's south coast. It had 7 people on it when it crashed, and luckily all 7 of those people survived. Because the wreckage is on a cold and barren black sand beach, it really made me think. What must have been going through the heads of the survivors when the plane crashed here? And after getting back to our lodge, Hughes insisted on checking the duster for a long and early drive in the morning.
It's pretty dusty as well.
Hughes is the dad of the group.
Tell you what, I'm not happy with that. Look at that coolant level.
It's 6 o'clock now, we're leaving for the ice cave. We've got a 3.5 hour drive to get there.
Glyn whipping.
Glyn's whipping hard and we are knackered. But it's going to be worth it. We've got crampons and an ice axe ready to go.
Oh, that's what Glacier like.
Now we're actually in the ice cave, going through little gaps now. And now we're on top of the glacier. This valley wall is as high as the glacier would have been all those years ago. And now we're slotted up here. Climbing a glacier in the sun is harder than it looks. So by the end of the morning we'd built up hell of a thirst. Luckily we had a chance to drink some of the purest water found on earth.
Goldfish. That was so fresh.
Nice one.
I've got brain freeze, boys.
What an experience climbing over the glacier. Crampons, going in the caves. It really is a bucket list experience ticked off. We kept heading east on the south coast to a canyon that was covered in waterfalls. As we were in a bit of a rush, we tried to cut corners by hiking up through the snow, which probably wasn't the best idea. Having said that, the view when we got to the top was definitely worth the wet boots. Me, Hughes and Sean just had to hike through knee-deep snow over the top of this ridge to get to this viewpoint. Glidden's all the way over there on the mound. And you've got a drone up, but you haven't got ND filters on it, so he's had to land it over by us so you can put the NDs on it so you can get shots of this canyon. Oh, boy, cut your coat up. So we need to change the NDs because it's a bit bright. Ah, chuck 32 on, you can expose that in. Mission success. And from the canyon we went to the Glacier lagoon, where we were definitely left speechless. Just tell me quick what's happened.
Just got excited, basically, mate. We got excited, got the shots, and we lost the drone. We got the memory card, so just straight to the bank and half it went in half.
After the unfortunate drone accident, we started making our way to a place called Hoffen, where we'd spend the next 2 days. And on our way, as the sun was going down, we were reflecting on how amazing the day had been. What an end of the day, boys. Sunset, Dias, glacial, lagoons. What an amazing day it's been. Boys happy? Very happy. Good day, Sean.
I cannot say enough about how good today's been.
And you, boy?
I ain't got any words to describe it, to be fair. What a country.
Það ekki að spyrja að íslenskri veðráttu þegar hún tekur sig til.
We've come to Hoffen and it's a stark contrast from yesterday's sunny evening where it's -7 degrees, windy and snowing here at the moment. But we're going to use this as a base to go and see the Vestrahorn before starting our journey north. Cool, where you are?
Absolutely freezing.
We should be the Vestrahorn beach. We can't see anything. Since the Vestrahorn was out of sight and we'd already braved the cold, we spent the rest of the day searching for wildlife. We found Icelandic horses, and with amazing luck, wild deers on the way back to Hoffen. So what you can see now is Glyn chasing deers as he's running towards us. Did you get a shot, Glyn? Even in a snowstorm, we couldn't have asked for better. So the next day, we tried for the Vestrahorn for the second time. And still, no luck in seeing it. But it didn't matter, because the day after that, we were in high spirits as we were heading from the south to the north of Iceland. Today, we've headed from Hoffen, or how is it pronounced? Hoffen, to Akuri in the north. It's about a 6.5 hour drive through the eastern fjords. We're excited to see the transition between the south and the north. And Sean did tell us that potentially clear skies tonight, which I don't want to jinx it, but it only means one thing. Could mean the northern lights could be out and we could see them.
Oh, pure pain.
Windy as well.
Jesus, boy.
Just interesting to see these little towns that's going on up here, completely isolated from any main areas of civilization. And as you could just see, the roads are quite dicey as well, hence it was almost dropping us off the top of the bank end.
Oh, fuck.
The higher north we went, the lower the temperature got. -7. But we did find something that warmed us up.
That's nice.
Wow.
How's that proper wet?
Is it warm, John?
Back a boy.
These hot springs in Iceland are caused by the magma heating the groundwater below. The volcanic activity causes the water to boil to a seriously high temperature. Therefore, gives off this steam that you can see from miles away. We just arrived at the most northern city in Iceland called Akuri. It's -3 now, which is considerably warmer than where it has been all day. And there's clear skies, so fingers are crossed for the northern lights too. We just got to our accommodation in Akuri and we had a look out the porch and the northern lights were right above us. So I've just rushed out to get my tripod now. We've come to this little deck bit, the balcony. And there they are, see them. There they are, look. Yeah. Oh my god! This is the first time I've seen the northern lights. Ah, that's incredible. Oh wow. Ah, wow. So I'm going to set up a time lapse and I'm hopefully going to catch them more strong and as much as I can. Oh, they're changing already, they're changing. That's one of the best things I've ever seen. Oh my god, look at that now!
Oh my days!
It's doing an S for Steph.
Unbelievable.
Look over there, top of the mountain.
We're on the harbour's edge. We're on this side of the building.
Yeah.
We've got our own balcony.
And it happened to be looking in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's all worked out.
This is one of the best moments of my life.
Now I know why it took so long for you to let us in the front door.
Yeah.
Under the northern lights in the warm. What a moment. So this morning we've come down to the harbour area just to have a look at the local fishermen and the local ways of life that goes on in a place that's so north and so cold. So it's springtime now, but all the harbour is frozen over. It looks like the boats come in and they break the ice, which is really interesting to see actually. Saw some local fishermen coming back from their catch of the day. In cold, harsh conditions just makes you wonder how tough the people up here must be to go out in the sea and fish on a regular basis. It's a big difference from sat at home editing videos. Just 30 minutes away from Akuri is a waterfall called Godafoss, waterfall of the gods. And you can see why it's called that. There's a ferocious amount of water crashing down with ice blocks in the river while it's -5 degrees in the air. So one place I wouldn't want to be is in that water now. It's cold, is it?
Just a bit, boy.
The next day, we started making our way back to Reykjavik. Along the way, stopping in a place called Thingvellir National Park. And here's an interesting place because it's the only place in the world where you can stand in between two tectonic plates. The North American plate and the Eurasian plate. So that's quite a cool thing to take off. So now we've come to the Blue Lagoon. Ah, so good. And after a full week of travel and adventure, Iceland's biggest geothermal spa was the perfect place to reflect on our trip.
What an amazing place.
Iceland really is an amazing country. The vast and diverse nature makes you feel like you're on another planet. And every couple of miles you have to pick the camera back up because as soon as you step foot on this volcanic island, you're overwhelmed with the abundance of beauty and wildlife. What an experience. It's a paradise for the adventurer and the photographer, and the size and emptiness makes you feel as free as the birds that fly here. As well as this, the ease of road tripping around Route 1 means all you have to do is sit back and let the environment put on a show and experience it to the fullest with whoever you're with. And I think, like many other people who visit this country, you leave with a much deeper appreciation for planet Earth and all of its beings. So here we are, last day of the trip.
That's a good way to get about.
We're reflecting today on the 10 days we've had, the most incredible 10 days we could have asked for. If you did enjoy, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already, that really helps me out too. And I'll see you all in the next video.